This grist mill was a replica mill of an 1800s grist mill. Everything here is water driven right off of the lake. The water is coming down the water sluice, which is overhead here. It comes over the top of my water wheel. That wheel's like 15 foot in diameter. These are what they call the water wheel buckets. The water off the top is collecting inside of these buckets. The weight of that water causes that wheel to turn. It's turning my large cog gear. That cog gear will be turning another cog gear, which turns the large spur gear, which in turn turns a lantern gear, turns a small spur gear, and turns another lantern gear, which turns my grinding wheel. What this mill does, for every one revolution of that gear outside, turns my grinding wheel over here like 10 times. It's like a 10-to-1 ratio. In the 1800s, that's how they would have had to do it. Farmers would have brought corn to me. I could grind anything from, ground up grain for feed. I can take it down to a powder form, which is your corn mill that you can buy in the store today. But I can make that right here in this mill. I add raw corn into my hopper up here. Through this shaker box, as my grinder is turning, it's dropping corn, raw corn, down through the center of my grinder. And every time that wheel is turning, it's grinding the corn even finer and finer and finer until it comes out of my chute right here. After it falls into this, I take it just like this, shake it off into my sifter. You take the sifter just back and forth. The powder in the bottom, or the fine mill, is what I would put in our mercantile, or whoever brings me in the corn, they want in their mill. It's the best corn mill you'll ever get. You know it's pure, good corn mill. This grist mill was originally built by Dr. Kirklider. Dr. Kirklider is from ISU, and a combination with the Parks Department. They joined together in 1991 and decided to build a grist mill. This mill was started up in 1991, and it worked very well up until 2008, when the flood came through this area. Water came over the dam and took out part of the wall, flooded the basement, wasn't running. And I started looking at it in January of 2018. This is what I found when I got down underneath the mill. You can see how the teeth are wore off of the gear. That was just, from being wet, they rotted on us. Had to rebuild, had to remake all these gears. Got it back up and running. We first fired this thing up in July and ground corn on it. This is a part of our living history, is what it is.